This is a bad game. Harlem Globetrotters for the NES is a pretty bad basketball game. It's also really not that much fun to play. But is this the worst 5-on-5 basketball game on the NES? Or is this just another run-of-the-mill lousy game? Well, you know, somebody commented on one of my other videos the other day telling me that this game, Harlem Globetrotters, was the worst basketball video game of all time. And as you can clearly see, I stayed up all night thinking about it. No, I'm just kidding. It's just a little dark outside. Anyway, I just decided to take a look. So, first of all, though, when we're talking about like the worst game of all time, we have to define what we mean by the worst game. So, obviously, as you can see, the graphics in this game are really bad. But they're really not that much worse than a game like Double Dribble. And of course, Tecmo NBA Basketball has the same issue with player flickering. Actually, it's easier to tell who you're controlling in Harlem Globetrotters since he's a different color than the rest of your players. So the thing is, really, this Harlem Globetrotters game should not have been an NES game. The NES just did not have the graphical capabilities to showcase what this game was designed to do, including some of the things that the game actually does do. You see, this game is filled with all sorts of tricks that you can pull off during the game, which is like what the Harlem Globetrotters do. There's stuff that in here that you don't even see in NBA Jam, and though I'm going to show you some of these tricks, there's a whole bunch of tricks I wasn't able to figure out how to do. For example, if you push the B button at the right time before the tip-off, you can pull down the referee's pants. Pushing start makes you do all sorts of trick shots. Most of the longer trick shots are bounce shots. You can also do a kick shot. You can also do a behind the back shot. There's also this crazy somersault slam dunk that I did once. It looks like something you'd see in NBA Jam. And somehow I figured out a way to dunk from the three-point line. There are these trick passes that you can do as well, but you push select to do those. But as you can see, none of these really look all that spectacular. So you see, this isn't supposed to be a serious basketball game. I mean, of course, it's like a video game, right? But really, this isn't supposed to play like normal basketball. If you play it as a serious basketball game, then yeah, you'll find it boring. It sucks, right? It's a game to joke around with, though. That's the whole purpose of it. It's a game where you're supposed to like kick the ball and, you know, bounce it off the floor and have it go in and dunk from the three-point line or whatever. Anyway, it's a good thing that this game is not supposed to be serious because of all of the fundamental problems with the game. So for instance, you can't actually jump to block shots on defense. Now, in theory, you're supposed to be able to jump up and block the shot by pushing B. In practice, pushing B doesn't really do anything. Although the computer player certainly can block my shots. Anyway, seriously, could you imagine a real basketball game where you couldn't block shots? I mean, it would be totally ridiculous.
Sends it into Kareem. And a jump hook is short. Got the roll. It's a one-point game.
So I think the problem there is that I had the game on rookie level when I played it. So according to the manual, blocking is automatic when you're on rookie level, which I guess means that you can't jump. Anyway, it's just strange and I don't understand it. And frankly, I don't want to go back and play it again. It is what it is. Anyway, you've already seen the other problems. So if you steal the ball, the game pauses for a second before continuing. There's something broken in the programming. The game slows down at random times. It's impossible to drive the lane if anybody else is in there. And frankly, because of that, this game just is not much fun, which is horrible for a Harlem Globetrotters game. But the fact that this game is clearly not fun doesn't necessarily mean that it's like the worst game of all time. So I know that this is going to seem kind of weird for a game that is horrible, and it is horrible, but I do want to defend this game a little bit, at least to an extent. It's nowhere near as bad as Ultimate Basketball. So first of all, the control issues really are not unique to Harlem Globetrotters. So for example, in Tecmo NBA Basketball, the B button is both steal and jump depending upon what you're doing. Double dribble is kind of similar. The reason is because the A button is what lets you choose a different defender. Now in Harlem Globetrotters, you simply don't choose a different defender. You can't. You're stuck with your guy no matter what happens. But really, it doesn't matter since the court isn't all that big and you can run fast. It's pretty easy to go from one place to the next. Now, I will say that it is bizarre that the game won't let you change your defender. I mean, how hard would that be to do? Right? The game is already using the start and select buttons to do trick shots and trick passes and stuff. Oh, and by the way, if you go on to GameFAQs and you read the fact that the one person who wrote about this game wrote, and is also the only person who reviewed it, you need to be warned, that person didn't read the manual. It says in the manual that you push start to do the trick shots and select to do the trick passes. The person who wrote that thing on GameFAQs doesn't know what they're talking about, so just ignore them. But the question is, why can't you push like select or something to select the different player on defense, right? You push select for everything in this game, right? To choose something on the menu, you push select, not start. Start changes your choice. You have to push select to choose it. Anyway, seems like this would have been an easy solution and like they just didn't do it, but why? So the thing is about this game that you can actually, pass the ball in bounds. Now, you can't do that most of the time in Ultimate Basketball, remember that? And the computer in Harlem Globetrotters can, actually dunk the ball. It's still really easy to run up the score, especially if you're playing as the Globetrotters. But at least the computer doesn't miss dunks and get called for traveling all the time. This really is a bottom of the barrel game. Like, this is bad, right? This is below average, right? I don't want to try any other difficulty settings. Even sticking the time limit to like have a 1 minute quarter seems like too much to me. This is a bad game. It's a really bad game, but it's still not as bad as Ultimate Basketball. You see, for me, the thing I care about the most is playability. Harlem Globetrotters is playable, but just barely. But Ultimate Basketball, that's the ultimate screw you game. It's crazy how quickly the computer will steal the ball from you. You feel like you can never get ahead. And even then, the computer glitches all the time. It's really embarrassing. So even though I think that Ultimate Basketball is the worst of the NES basketball games, in fact, I wouldn't say that I think it is, I know that it is. Even though I know that for a fact, it doesn't mean that it's necessarily like one of the worst games on the NES. In fact, I don't even think it's close to the worst sports game on the NES. Let me show you. It's bad, of course, but it's not crazy bad like LJN's Major League Baseball, which does everything wrong. Or like Roger Clemens' MVP Baseball, also by LJN, which is a game that feels more like a broken beta than a game that was actually finished. And then you've got NFL by LJN, which is probably the worst NES game, period. I mean, I would rather have my eyes poked out of their sockets than play this awful game again. Now, when you keep those truly horrible games in mind, I mean, NFL by LJN is so bad you have to have a poster to figure out how to call the plays, and then when you call the plays they don't really do anything. The thing is just a freaking waste of time. Even when you compare this game to truly bad games like that one, you discover the Harlem Globetrotters, despite its problems, is not really that bad. Yeah, it's missing some basic features, sure. But you can at least tell what the characters are trying to do. And the game isn't insanely slow either. This really would have worked a lot better on a 16-bit system. Or, better yet, it would be interesting to see like a Harlem Globetrotters expansion pack for NBA Jam with all sorts of special moves. Anyways, it stands this game is maybe worth playing for 15 minutes. But after that, you will never want to play this game again. Anyway, I don't know about you guys. You can mess with this game if you want to. I am done with it. I put in my 15 minutes. I never want to see this game again. This game is going to haunt my nightmares.